Okay. Decided to do a little boogie, a little review on the boogie. Uh, there's a lot of different ways to do it, and any given time you just do it different. That's all. Okay, so basically that's just a standard blues lick. That's a little bit different. That's just like, and I'm not really trying to show that part right there. I'm trying to work this side over here. Okay, so you kind of get it like a, and that is pretty easy, really. I'm gonna do it with one finger. I'm hitting a C7 over here, and the C7 can be like this. This is the first inversion. Okay, so it's a 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's kind of hard to do without piano. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's kind of more like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, if you notice, I'm hitting a C6, which is nothing but an E, G, A, and a C. Okay. Now just do it as I feel it. Almost like a train. If I wanted to do a train, it'd be. That's the movement right here. Minor third to the third to the eighth. So it's kind of something you'll get a feel for it. But if I was going to do it like this, it's all kinds of different ways to do it. You kind of like. I'm doing all that without a bass. And I'm playing what's called a major pentatonic. G, A, C. And you kind of maneuver it back and forth. And you do G, A, C, and then sometimes hit the B flat. Sounds boring. You can just maneuver it all over the place. And then you throw these arpeggios in, and I'm not going to go up here, okay? I'm just going to go, and all that is a C7 arpeggio. That's from classical music. Kind of C7, and I usually do a C. I'm not trying to hide anything. It's just the stuff does take time. But it's a C7, and then I come over here and I make a C, and then I make a C7 again. C7, okay, and then I come over here and I can make a C6. So you got a different sound here. You got this right here, or you got this right here. Kind of like, it's kind of cool. And then you come over here, okay? Da, 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 da. I'm doing a C6, C6 or C7. You can go a C7, C7. And I'll slow this down, sorry. A C7 and a C6. And I might do an F7 to give it a different flavor. And then I maybe finish with a C6. So let's do a C7, C6, and I might do an F7 and a C6. F7, C6. Yeah, I'm gonna slow it down. let this kind of, you're just comping on this. All I'm doing is a C6, C7, C6, or C6, and stay with a C6. And there'll be a lot of people that don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to hide one thing. If you go through all my videos, I have only 200, some of them. If you go through them, you will learn a lot. I mean, you will be like you've been to school. And believe me, sometimes I sit and I play for half an hour and I just do one thing after another and I try to describe it. But I can't always describe it because I'm practicing, you know. Okay, so here you go. See the hand here? I've taught myself. And then if I do this G and the A and all that stuff, it's working with that. You can imagine this. Do that. This is hitting on like, say this is eighths and these are like 16ths. Not exactly, but you know, get the idea. This is hitting on every, it's called the eighth beats. You can't mess up. But this has a swing to it. I'm just hitting the E and the G and the A and the C. And then you just move that around. You don't just keep it going. You don't do that, or you don't do this. That is kind of awkward, but. And then what you do is you swing out like this. But I usually swing out like this. And I go that because I'm going to my 4 chord. I'm on the C7. And that C7 wants to come down. That wants to come down to this chord, which is an F. That B flat wants to come down. It wants to come down. That's your flat 7. Wants to come down to the 3rd of the next chord, which is F. Okay? Now I'm going to go a little bit more involved, and I'm going to show you more of what I'm doing. Okay? I'm going to do it like this. Okay? Any classical trained person knows how to do that. I maneuver mine a little bit different. I do a C6, and I might continue that, but usually I do this. Where it's comfortable, I might switch off to the actual triads. They call the triads of the C, E, G, E, G, C, G, C, E, C, E, G, E, G, C. Okay? So here, it's going to vary. I'll go like, I'm not even thinking. I am thinking, but I'm not thinking. You know what I'm saying? You do something for many years, you get it. Okay, so I'm going to go. So, but when it happens, what's cool about this, like I said, when I found this out, I go like, oh, this is where really, for years and years, I tried to get, but once I got this feel, one day I was just sitting, I was about 17, 18, many years ago. Oh man, that was a cool, and I knew where that's going to 4 chord, because I played guitar, besides that. Played by ear, but back in those days, this is the way I played. And I could do all kinds of stuff over here, but I was kind of feeling paralyzed on this side. Okay. Oh, another thing I do too is real fun. Is I like to go E flat. That's E flat, and I like to go to B flat, and I like to go to C. That is a cool sound. Okay, that's not it, but I gotta get in the mood. kinds of stuff going on there. I'm going to C, and I reach over and get these, and I usually go like that, and then I get a little messy after a while, but I'm concentrating on trying to teach. And I'm just doing it. I do that. And that sounds hard. It is not. I was doing something else over here. Hold on for a second. And I come over here, and this is again classical training from years ago. It all turns back, but anyways, I come over here and do a C6, and I come over here and do a C6 or a C7. I don't think in terms of I got to get over there. I get over there. Okay? See? I know it's messy, but it sounds pretty when you get it all together. Now I'm going to F7. And I don't do an F7, I do an F9, okay? Because I get that little extra. Here's an F7, here's an F9. Isn't that cool? F9 is nothing but an F with a G. It's F to F is 8, and that's your 9. But you must have an E flat in there. That's your flat 7, okay? You could have it on this side of you here, but I like to just, instead of doing a shell chord, you know, like it, you could do this chord. That'd be an F9 of sorts. But what I like to do, and I like to do just this chord, and just the F by itself. And it's kind of like really cool, okay? Okay, I'm in the mood to teach apparently. So let's see, let's go. Okay, here we go. That's an F9. Now I could go kind of like a train, and then I could go to a train sound actually. And I just found that out a while back. I was watching some girl, I thought, I think I do that. I kind of did it by accident. And when I hit that note right there, that's what practice is all about. And when I hit this note, oh, I said, wait a minute, I did that by accident. And I followed through. See, I followed through on that C6. Trying to do it. And I did that flat 7. It don't sound like much by itself, but I got to work those fingers a little bit better. I'm not stopping this. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? Okay, here we go. Okay, C6. C6. And sometime I go to a C diminished. And how that was done, it was a C6. That's just my own thoughts on it. I haven't even learned how to use it yet. C6. You go C6, and I bring that down to a. It's kind of like I just saw it. It's an F7 flat 9. Okay, F7 flat 9. I didn't even realize it. This is an F7 flat 9. And if I would have taken this in another format, I'm actually kind of going like this. Okay, F7 flat 9. Here is the basic way an F7 flat 9 is formed. Okay, that's an F. Okay, F8C, and it must have, when it's a dominant, and it is the form of dominant, it must have the E flat in it. It's the flat 7. Flat 7's always, always, always a whole tone down. Excuse me. I have a missing tooth. I apologize for that. Going to have work done on it. I didn't live a rough life. I just have a lot of, I like Pepsi. Okay, so here we go. And I'm not going to delete that. We're all human. Okay? I like Coke too. Anyway, so here we go. And F7, flat 9. We got to go over that. F7, flat 9. There's a lot to be learned from that. Okay. I was talking about this flat 7. So many times in songs, you'll hear that. That is the 1. We'll call that the 8. Here's the 7. Here's the flat 7. B flat. Okay? And I go to 4 chords. So it's real handy. Sometimes you see, I said, I know I'm playing something, and I said, I know that's going somewhere else. And you don't have a chance to redeem yourself. Once you miss it, fortunately people forget about it. But if you miss this chord right here, and you went right to there, this is what it sounds like. Yeah. So I know it's going to flat 7. I can hear it. Okay? I can hear that. Okay? And you can hear that flat 7. It's using a lot of things. Okay? That's basically the blues scale there for all practical purposes. Okay, so let's see here. Back to this flat 7. So if you know the flat 7, you know the 6. Okay? The 6. Why is that important? C6. Okay, C6. C6, but if you put that flat 7 in, you put the root in there, and you got the A. A is C, D, E, F, G, A. That is C13. What a cool sound. And then you can do a lot of things with that 13th. I use it all the time. Okay, back to what I was originally talking about. We've gone over. Now, this sounds a little bit boring right here, unless you have a band behind you. Then you can. Then I like to kick out, and I might go. I might just, I just have to be. If I had a band behind me. I was going at F7 flat 9, okay? I'm all over on this, okay? F7 flat 9, let's look at it. So I'm going like, okay, and I go, okay, I go like that F7 flat 9. Let's look at that F7 flat 9, okay? Okay, F is F8 C, and it must have the E flat, okay? Then, this is the 9th. The G is the 9th. C, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G. It'd be the 2nd, but it's the whole octave up. Okay? So what happens is, this right here is, let's see here. I have an F, and I take that up by 1. I have a flat 9 as long as I've got that flat 7 in there. And that's what took me off on that tangent of how do you know where the flat 7 is. It's so useful to know where the flat 7 is. I'm playing a key. I don't know anything about this key. Okay? Let's say if I was playing an F and I didn't know anything about the key of F. And I go in there and I know, okay, let's see. I know that, I know this is the key of F. I know that this is the key of, this is the F6, let's say. Well, already there's a little trick to this, but if I go like that, I'm doing an F6. But if I know that it's always the root, from the root down, a whole step down, okay, da-da-da, always your flat 7, which makes a dominant out of the major chords you're making. So I'm playing an F, and I can just drop in root position. I can just go hear that a lot. You put the bass on it. Da, da, da. You could do a walk-up if you wanted to. Just anything. There's literally millions and billions of things. I figure out in my lifetime, I've literally hit probably billions and billions of notes. I played like 8 instruments. And I study a lot. I really study to teach. I don't study to play so much. There we go. Okay, of course it does help you playing also. Okay, now, so I'm going F7. So here we go. Let's start all that. I didn't have any coffee this morning, but now you get the other part of the band going, the bass guitar. You can either be playing this, you can be playing the root, you can play the root and the 5. That's kind of boring. He's most likely doing this. Okay, anyways, that's the way it works. I'm going to F9. I hit that C7. That means I'm ready to change. It's the last thing. It's in the standard blues. Okay? And then, so I'm going to do it again. And then I hit that C9. 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 How do I get a C9? Let's look at that. E, G, B flat, D. That is, put the root on there. That is the C chord, but it up an octave, and that is a D up here. So the second up an octave essentially is a C9, as long as you have a root, a third, a flat 7. Okay, so you could have this thing. You could have a G minor, like that. No, that wouldn't be right. Excuse me. You could have this chord. You could have this. You could have a C. Okay. You could have a C, an E, a B flat, and a D. That is the 1, the 3, the flat 7, and the 9. Okay. And that 9th always wants to go. That wants to drop down to this chord right here, which you're on a different, before the chord was dropping down to the 3rd on the 9th, but you're on a different part of the melody, or a different part of the chord, let's say, okay? Different part of the chord. So that 9th wants to drop down, and it wants to drop down to the 4. If you're playing an F, the 9th would be right there, and so it's going to be right there. It's going to be the 5th of the chord that you're moving into. So these rules, there's no rules I'm giving. I'm just giving you some ideas. Okay. So going back to this boogie. See, I'm making that 9th. Okay. Now don't forget that 9th. That C9 is just like. This is kind of like an E chord. This is an E. So that gives you other options. It's an E minor, 7, flat 9. So your C9 is a C9. It's the same thing. You put an E bass on it, it becomes an E minor, 7, flat 9. So let me try that. I haven't even tried it. Okay, let me see how it sounds like. Let's just go. Well, I've got a C7. I'm going to the 5 chord, and then basically, and that right there is mixolydian, because I'm playing a G7, and I have definitely hit every note out of the C. Okay, I gotta get the matter of the C9. I'm playing all 9s. I get back on that. Now let's see if I'm going to that. We talked about the. We're going to go to the E. Okay. Hey, let's do it like that. So I've got a. Okay, let's say I'm doing a kind of a bluesy sound, kind of a jazz blues. I got an E bass. And I could do that F7 flat 9. Now a C with a G in the bottom of it. A minor. And you could go with a D minor here. And that's a little bit of like nervous, not nervous tension, but that's good practice. Now I'm in instead of a standard G chord there, G7, I'm kind of hitting a D minor 7. Okay, here we go. Now if you have somebody, a guitar guy going like that, he can take that to town. Okay, right now.